Cat's Personal Portraits. And this time, rather than just talking about an individual like the president of the Diamondbacks, Derrick Hall, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about where the game is going and if it really is the great American pastime. Because you know what, an awful lot of people, Derrick, and you're a sports fan in general, would say the NFL has wiped out everybody else.
I would say we are still America's favorite pastime. You know, you look back, Pat, I think 50 years ago, if you asked what the three most popular sports were, you would hear, in no particular order, boxing, horse racing, and baseball. Today, you ask the same question, you would hear, in no particular order, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and then pick your third, whether it's NBA, NHL, NASCAR. It's important that 50 years from now, we're still in that list of three, and we will be. Right now, the sport is as healthy as it's ever been. Record numbers of revenues, record number in attendance, record number in ratings. The valuation of our franchises are higher than ever. It's a very safe sport. It's the family sport. It's always going to be at the top of the list.
There's going to be a new commissioner, and what would you like him to do? He comes to your office, and he says, I'm not making any decisions until you tell me, Derrick Hall, with as successful a franchise as you have here with the Diamondbacks, what's the first step I should take?
First and foremost, the commissioner, whoever he or she may be, should do much of what Bud Selig did. He's done a terrific job in this game. He's been a consensus builder. He's leveled the playing field when it comes to the haves and the have-nots. He's really grown our sport internationally. I would focus on international. I think we need to one day get to a true World Series. The World Baseball Classic has been a nice step to incorporate more countries, more continents being involved in baseball. It's no longer an Olympic sport, so we have to make sure that we continue to promote our game internationally.
Why, by the way, why is it not? Why is baseball and softball? They have things like ring toss.
Yeah.
Why? Why don't we have baseball and softball?
I think because they would like to have the world's best players, which would include Major League Baseball players, and that would take place in the summer when we're playing our sport. And we can never shut down baseball during our season for a month or for 3 weeks or 2 weeks so that we can play in the Olympics. So I think it's really so that it wouldn't disrupt our sport. Some other things that I've always thought about, you come to a ball game and the gates open up and you're a fan of the Diamondbacks and you come in and you watch batting practice with the visiting team who you may not have much interest in. I would like to flip-flop those times. I would like for the visiting team, who's at a hotel anyways, they can't wait to get out of their hotel room and get to the ballpark, to go early and work out. Our players at home could spend a little more time at home with their families. They come later, they warm up, they take batting practice, and they're still a little warm and hot right before the game, and here we go. And then the last thing that I would suggest is interleague play has been a nice introduction. It's been a nice part of our game, and it allows fans to see teams from the other league more frequently now when they never could other than the playoffs or in the World Series. But if we're going to do it for that reason to bring teams from the American League over, I think we ought to allow the American League rules to take place in our ballpark, and then we would play National League rules over in the American League ballpark. Wouldn't that be fun if you're playing the Yankees and you're watching their pitcher have to hit? And you have National League strategy there at Yankee Stadium.
Particularly with Mariano Rivera. I want to see if he can hit a curve.
I bet there's nothing he can't do. I mean, this guy, he's drinking from the youth fountain.
Not that long ago, you and I were talking about the movie 42 and about the fact that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in my lifetime. Yet there are fewer black players now than there were a few years ago, far more Latino players. Is that a problem?
It is a concern, yeah, and it could become a problem. Right now we're at around 7%, and our height and our hitting
7% what?
Of African Americans playing the game, and in Major League Baseball, represented on Major League Baseball rosters.
As opposed to 15 years ago. What?
Yeah, and our height we were around 20. I mean, it was that dramatic. And for me, I'm now serving on the Commissioner's Task Force, on-field diversity task force, to find ways of bringing more African Americans into our sport. It's a number of issues: lack of scholarships in the NCAA for baseball. It's the cost of equipment, the cost of travel baseball, the fact that there aren't as many fields in the inner city, and we're going to hopefully come up with some solutions.
Basketball really has taken overwhelmingly that segment of our society.
And if you're at home and you're in the inner city and you want to go entertain yourself out on the street, it's much easier to put on a pair of shorts and high tops and go shoot a basketball that you have there in your house, or go join others that are playing basketball, rather than putting on sliding shorts and long pants and stirrups and cleats. Again, all of this will be addressed. However, our sport is it's being played by more youth than ever before. As you mentioned, there are a lot more Latino players. We're finding great players coming from Venezuela, from Mexico, from the Dominican Republic. And now we just have to do a better job domestically of finding the greatest athletes and making baseball intriguing and appealing to them.
to wrap things up, this is something I never, ever felt that I would have to do. But you can take the last 30 seconds of this part of the internet program, Pat's Personal Portrait, to invite them to the ballpark.
Come out to the ballpark, and thank you, Pat. We still have the most affordable pricing in all of baseball. We still have family value pricing, $1.50 kids food items, hot dog, popcorn, corn dog, soda, milk. We allow people to bring in their own food and water. We will not gouge you at the wallet. We'll give you a great product on the field that is very entertaining.
That's it. I'm going. I'm out of here. I got to get to the game. Do whatever you want to.